So, we demonstrated the creation of a virtual machine in Azure, and we also talked a little about the additional resources that were created with this virtual machine. And I want to emphasize that again. So, when talking about the cost of a virtual machine, we need to think about the real cost of a virtual machine, which includes the virtual machine itself, as is presented in the Azure calculator, the disk of the virtual machine, the IP, the public IP that is exposed by the virtual machine. And here I should mention that the price of the IP depends on the exact type of the IP that is exposed, and not all IP addresses or public IP addresses have a cost. And the storage. Well, the storage is where the image of the virtual machine is stored. If you remember, we talked about storage account earlier in this course, and I mentioned that storage accounts are involved in many resource types, even if we are unaware of them. And this is a great example for this, because the image of the virtual machine is stored in a storage account, which we have no access to because it all happens behind the scenes, and we need to pay for this storage. Now, as you will see, the price of the storage here is extremely low. So what are we looking at cost-wise? Well, here is a typical setup for a virtual machine. So as you can see, the price of the virtual machine itself, and we're talking here about the D2V3 virtual machine, which we used in our demo, is around $154 per month. The disk, assuming we are using a premium disk, as can be identified by the P at the beginning of the disk name, will cost us a little more than $20 a month. The public IP can be up to almost $3 a month. And the storage, which in this case is an LRS storage, meaning the backup of the storage happens in the same zone where the virtual machine resides, will be less than $1. So all in all, we are looking here at around $180 a month. So you should definitely take that into account when calculating the actual cost of the virtual machine. Now, in the next lecture, we will discuss some techniques to reduce the real cost of the virtual machine.